Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners. Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravos Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning get together, Monday through Saturday, here on Facebook. Prepositions. It's too early for prepositions, but I digress. It's Monday, December 9th. We're getting closer to Christmas and all the holidays. And I hope you had a great weekend. I had a fun weekend. I had an intense weekend in many ways. Good stuff. Challenging stuff, but overall good stuff. And I will tell you all about it in a second. But first, I have some news to share with you. And as usual, if you have any questions, feel free to add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your question so that we won't miss it if it's important. And of course, if you're watching live for the first time, please feel free to let us know by adding a capital letter N to your comment. That way we'll identify you as a newbie and we'll give you a nice little friendly welcome. Okay, so news. Da-da-da-da. We start with this one, which is not going to be well received by some. The fact that Puerto Vallarta has such diverse options when it comes to live entertainment does not necessarily mean that the talent has the proper permits in place to perform at local venues. To that effect, local musicians that are properly unionized are increasingly pressuring City Hall to ensure that talent that comes from elsewhere has the proper authorizations to perform. Otherwise, they would be engaging in unfair competition. Now, we don't know what the outcome of this will be, if any, but if you are a local venue or if you are local talent that came here to perform live from elsewhere, just make sure that you have all your paperwork in place. Some people are wondering what's going to happen with Governor Alfaro now that he has ended his term as governor of Jalisco. Well, Banderas News has a little article on this, doesn't get much very specific, or rather, Banderas News mentions that Governor Alfaro is going to take a one-year sabbatical. I've read elsewhere that what he wants to do is to become a soccer trainer. So he's going to Europe to go to soccer training school so that he can come back to Guadalajara and be properly prepared to hopefully become the new trainer for the Guadalajara soccer team, Las Chivas. Alfaro has repeatedly said he doesn't want to have anything to do with politics moving forward. But of course, he's always welcome to change his mind. He did a good job with our state while he was here, although he did leave some things uncompleted, unfinished, but we won't get into that just yet. And back to the much-mentioned new federal tax for cruise ship passengers traveling to Mexico, we have learned that it will not be implemented. It will not become official until July 1st of 2025. Or another way to look at it is, if you book your cruise through Mexico before July 1st, you can save yourselves $42 per person. Not a bad way to save some money. And that's our big news. We're going to switch over to the weather to see what's going on, and we continue with more leisurely stuff, including what on earth was I doing at Costco on a Saturday afternoon. But meanwhile, snarky weather says overclock my CPU, then buy me breakfast. It's sunny. Okay, it's 25 degrees out there. Humidity is lower than usual at 68%. And our weather forecast tells us that today we're going to have a humid day with mostly clear skies, a high of 28 and a low of 20. Then tomorrow, humid with clear skies again. 28 is the high temperature, 19 is the low temperature. And Wednesday, we can expect another humid day with mostly cloudy skies with a high of 27 and a low of 18. And yes, don't ask me what on earth was I thinking when I decided to go to Costco on a Saturday afternoon. If you follow our Coffee and Headlines page on Facebook, you probably saw a little video that I posted that showed every single cash register lane in use with over 15 people per lane waiting to pay. I was fortunate enough that what I needed to get came from the drugstore. I was able to pay for what I wanted to purchase in the drugstore, and I left in a hurry, leaving my wine bottle behind and a couple of other things. It is crazy. Good for them for being so busy and successful, but for those of us that are here year round, I wonder when is a good time to go to Costco anymore. Of course, after Costco, I swung by La Comer, where I got some things that I needed to get. And I want to announce that La Comer is now selling little baby three wise men bread or rosca de reyes. These are individual size, 27 pesos. It's a bargain, but I will be the first person to comment. These are not very good. I purchased a couple of them, and here's the problem. In air conditioned places like La Comer, the dry air dries the bread. So when I came home and I took a bite on my bread, it was good, but it was not spongy. It was actually a little crunchy almost. So if you go and pursue bread like that and you want to try the pan de muertos, because I mean the pan de reyes, la rosca de reyes, you want to try it. You want to find a bakery where you can actually tell if it has been freshly baked or if it has been sitting under air conditioned air or weather or whatever for a number of hours. Still, it's not a bad deal if you're a single person and you want to avoid buying a big piece. And of course, it was inevitable. Saturday night, a bunch of us went back to Lucha Libre. Boy, did we have a good time. This time around, I brought my better camera, so I was able to take more interesting photographs, or at least I had a fun time with my camera. And let's see what else we have. Of course, I had to strike a pose or request a photo with my favorite tag team, the homies, Charifas and Chaflan. They come from the state of Veracruz. They're going to college. And when they're not going to college, or I've been told by the organizer that they're going to school. When they're not going to school, they're fighting. And their shtick is to do this crazy little dance on the ring. And then they move their hand as though they were getting high. So they're always yelling, Viva la Mota and things like that. They were very funny. Unfortunately, they didn't win their match. I couldn't find them later. I wanted to get us a t-shirt, but we had a great time. And of course, we also learned that Lucha Libre comes back to Puerto Vallarta on March 1st. And we will continue to go because we had a great time. A lot of dancing, a lot of drinking, a lot of yelling, and this is of course not what you want to be doing when your throat is recovering from a mild cold, but it is what it is. And then I have this, don't shoot the messenger, as in me. You gotta love some of our news sources. There is this news item about a cultural Asian festival that is coming to Puerto Vallarta that will feature food, shows, courses, martial arts, alternative medicine, and more, but no information is provided on when, where, or why this will take place. Gotta love it. But it's coming. All we know is that it is being organized by an entity called Festivales PVR or Festivales PVR, but that's all we know. And then, of course, being the curious cat that I am, I went into their website, their Facebook page, and they have a bunch of save the dates, but they're not telling anybody when. So It's almost like a no news. And I put it there just as a reminder that even when we're working or we're trying to give you as much thorough and accurate information as we can, sometimes even the sources leave a lot to be desired. And I also have this one. Now that a faster highway to Tepic from Puerto Vallarta is only months away, Tribuna de la Bahía has published this article on featuring three pueblos mágicos that are close to Tepic to enjoy and explore. So, of course, Tepic, as I understand it, I think is going to be less than 90 minutes away from Puerto Vallarta on the new highway once it is opened in early 2025. So, this might be an interesting new option for people looking for daytime or weekend getaway trips to Pueblos Mágicos near Puerto Vallarta. And I have another one that is not taking place here, but gosh, would I love to catch this in Guadalajara next time I go there. The Musa, which is the arts museum hosted by the Guadalajara University, has just opened an exhibition of vintage advertising Mexican posters. And just from the look of them, this is the kind of thing that I love and I would love to wear on a t-shirt. We don't know if there's going to be merch available. We also don't know how long the exhibition will remain in place. But if you happen to be in Guadalajara within the next few weeks, this is something that I think is going to be really, really fun to enjoy. It's a little bit too soon. No, it's not. We might as well get started with this. Not this Thursday, but a week from this Thursday, my final music appreciation of the year. My final presentation is an encore presentation on how to listen to jazz. We've done this before, but if you're curious about jazz, you want to know what to pay attention to when you go and enjoy jazz in public or when you're listening to recordings at home, this might be an interesting presentation for you. We're going to look at a brief overview of how jazz has evolved through times and then look for specific things to look for if you're sitting down and enjoying a performance. And last but not least, very quickly, of course, we have our spotlight coming on this Wednesday, where we're going to hear from Rick Hepting, who's going to talk about his exotic plant business. And we're also going to hear from Stan Wagner, who's going to talk about home safety audits. This should be very informative. We are full for the rest of December. We are full for the first couple of weeks in January. And other requests have been coming in. So it's looking like between now and February, we're going to have the opportunity to hear from really interesting event organizers and service and product providers here in the city. And that's precisely what we set out to do. And with that said, let us move right into your comments. Let's see. Lots of humming this morning. Many good mornings. We love the good mornings. Thank you so very much. Uh, Lucha Libre on Saturday evening was awesome. Oh, Dan, the looks on your face and Kathy's were just absolutely priceless. It was so much fun. Yay, Chris has now only 5 sleeps until returning to Miss Maloya. Good for you. And Sherry says, as far as your trip to Costco on Saturday, no guts, no glory. Well, you know, if I did not have a long day ahead of me, if I had had my headphones on, I would not have minded it at all. I mean, it's comfortable in there. All you have to do is wait for your turn. It's no big whoop. But this particular Saturday, it was not meant to be. I just got what my friends asked me to get for them because the register at the drugstore allowed me for that. But of course, when innocently I tried to sneak in my bottle of FYI wine, they said to me, "No, no can do," which was really unfortunate. But that was that. And this week, of course, it looks like it's going to be a fun week with lots of events and excitement. At least that's what I have to look forward to. I hope you have all kinds of wonderful things to look forward to this week. And I hope to see you again tomorrow morning. For now, this is what we have for Coffee and Headlines this morning. I really thank you for your support, for your company, for your questions, for your great ideas for content, and for spreading the word with your friends and family and associates. We try to convey news and connect things, and we're very happy to do that whenever possible. So that's it for today. Have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Take care.